Something about those Robinsons. Watch out.
Fact. That's a fact.
All right. So it is 8 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. It's 8:04. First of all, let me welcome everyone to our Friday night huddle. And I do want to, first of all, apologize for last week. We had technical issues where we could not finish out the training. So I had to actually cancel the training last week because of the technical difficulties. So I do want to apologize, and I thank you guys for being patient with me. Good to see you on the call, Alicia. Thank you for joining our call.
You're welcome. Hello.
Thank you for joining the call. And I just want to also give out some kudos to some people on our team, like Alicia. Good job this week, Alicia, on your progress and your performance. She has actually booked a call with. You want to tell a little bit about what you did for the workplace wellness, Alicia?
Yes, well, actually, good evening, everyone. I just basically followed the steps what Alan advised us to do, and I called the MVDA centers that I chose, and I have set up 2 meetings. Well, actually, we've set up 2 meetings. I set up 2 meetings, but we had one yesterday, and that was a great outcome. So we're going to be,
Good job.
me and Alan is going to be partnering with that particular one, and we have another one on Tuesday. In addition, I have also another connection in the same city. So I've just been trying to make, awareness of Sequoia and what we're able to do.
That's good. And that's what it's all about. Thank you, Alicia. I really appreciate that. And I appreciate your efforts. And Wanda's setting up, she's lining up her whole arsenal of clients, Wanda. I'm excited about what you're doing, Wanda. So keep up the good work on that, okay? So I just wanted to definitely say that to you all. Congratulations, and let's keep it going, okay?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right. Let's go ahead and get started. So today we are going to talk about overcoming objections, okay? Overcoming objections. G, how's my screen, G?
I can see your camera. You haven't shared the screen yet.
Wait a minute. There we go again. I'm not going to mess up at this time, guys. I promise you.
You might have it on your other monitor, maybe.
No. Hold on. I haven't shared my screen. 1 second. I haven't shared my screen. This is what happened.
It's all right, Mo. We forgive you. We know you're still a rookie.
I thank you.
There you go, bro. I can see it now.
Thank you.
Go up to your display settings. There you go.
I got it. All right. How's that?
Beautiful.
All right. Good. So we're going to go ahead and get started with this overcoming sales objections. Now, let me tell you the reason why I picked this topic, guys. The reason why we picked this topic of overcoming sales objections is because in my years of being in sales, one of the things that I've learned and one of the things that I've seen with my own eyes is a lot of salespeople that get into this industry, they either get discouraged, they either get scared of trying to close deals, and they get scared of trying to push different programs, and it's simply because of being told no and being rejected, right? How many people have been in sales or been in situations where you allowed rejection prior to you even starting whatever that task may be? You allowed rejection to freeze you, to stagnate you, to make you paralyzed, right? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay, so objection is just simply a fear of being told what? No, right? That's what
Yep.
it's a fear of being told no. Now, a lot of guys, I'm going to pick on the guys that's on this call today. Guys, we learned rejection early on when we started started dating, right? We see the pretty girl, right? And we know we want to we know we want to date this girl and maybe take her out or what have you, but we're scared and we're afraid of what?
Rejection.
We're afraid that she may tell us no. She may be too pretty. She may be, too popular. We may not have everything that we need to have together. And this lady's going to tell us no, right? So we learned early on about rejection, and we found that it paralyzes us. It makes us afraid to move further. And so this is the same thing even in sales. In our sales career, we get in front of these opportunities. We get in front of people, and all type of things start going through our mind. We start outthinking ourselves. We start overthinking, and we start making decisions based on what we feel that this customer is about to say. In our mind, we're thinking this customer is going to say no. Okay? So now no can be a really tough pill to swallow, right? That's a really tough pill to swallow, to hear the word no. Especially when you have an objection and you have an objection, you have a goal in front of you to accomplishing whatever it is objective that you're trying to accomplish, right? And the last thing that you want to hear is no. In sales, when you're trying to meet quotas, when you're trying whatever quota that you have in your mind or whatever quota that the team has for you, you're trying to squeeze in extra deals before the end of the month. I know you guys know the end of the month and the end of the quarter is really, really hectic. G and I, at the end of the month, we're always scrambling, right, G? We're always scrambling because it's the end of the month and we're trying to hit our numbers. We're trying to hit our quota. So in selling, when you're trying to meet those quotas and meet those deadlines, and get those bonuses and things of that nature, no is often interpreted as a sign to do what? To run for the hills, right? It's a sign to tell you to, let me go. I don't want to face this no. I don't want to face this rejection. So I'm going to turn around and just go the other way. And in some cases, in worst cases, this is some salespeople just see a no as being a battle, a fight. Instead of embracing no and turning it around as being an opportunity to go in and fulfill a need and to find out exactly what this customer needs, we look at this as salespeople as a battle, as a fight. Now, a lot of times you all that's on Joseph, I know he's got years of sales, and Joseph, you can probably help me out, and G, you can help me out here, is when you're talking to a customer and you are pre-analyzing this customer's mind or decision, the first thing that you are thinking is, what if this person don't want what I have? You got to be honest, right? I mean, this is normal. What if they don't want what I have? This is the good thing about our industry. This is why I like our industry so much, because we have the one product that everybody needs, which is money. Right? So too many people aren't going to tell you no about money unless there's different variables and factors in terms of paybacks and interest rates and things like that they really don't understand. Okay. So with work, in some cases, salespeople see these things as being strictly a fight. And with this, you wonder why salespeople get out of sales. They don't do well in sales. They don't hit their numbers. They don't hit their quotas, things of that nature. It's because they allow the word no to paralyze them. Okay? What is a sales objection? What do you all think an objection is? Give me an example of some objections. I know you guys been around. What do you feel objections are? Come on, y'all help me out here. What's an objection?
I got enough money. I got enough money. I don't need to borrow any. I invest my own money.
I got enough money. I don't need to borrow any. Okay, what else you got?
I got to talk to my partner.
I got to talk to my, that's a good one. And we use that as men, right? What's the one that we use? I got to
I
talk to
gotta
who?
talk to my wife.
I got to talk to my wife, right?
hmm
What else is, what's another sell objection?
I have my own
Interest rates.
finance.
What was that?
Is this a scam?
Is this a scam? Right. Exactly.
How about interest rates are too high?
That's interest rates is too high. That's a good one.
How about I got my own finance guy?
I got my own finance. Now that's a really good one. That's a really good one because that person is telling us what I'm loyal to the person that I'm with. And a lot of times that's a really hard objection, right? Because
Man, I love the loyal people. You can make them loyal to me. Let me
Hey,
earn your business.
I love loyal people too, man. I get it. So listen, a sales objection is simply an explicit expression by the buyer, right? That a barrier, something still exists there that they simply don't understand. It exists between the current situation and what needs to be satisfied. So, in other words, when you hear the word no, it's simply saying, and they're simply saying, there's a barrier. And there's some unanswered questions that I have that I'm not comfortable with. That's what the no means. There's some reluctancy that I'm not comfortable with. There's some questions that I have that needs to be answered, and I'm currently not comfortable. Am I right? Am I okay here? Right? These are where these are the origins of objections. These are the origins of objections.
That and most people are inclined to say no right out the gate off the bat initially because they feel you're trying to sell them something or get over with them. So they're initially, the average person is going to decline you right out the gate.
That's right.
You-
That's right. And one
Well,
of the things, go ahead, G.
I'll say this regarding your last slide about not being afraid of objections. If there's no objection, there's no sale. So you should look at an objection as a positive because if you're in the sales industry and you get that person that everything's going great, they have nothing negative to say. Those deals never go through. Those
That's right.
are sorry, Joseph. Those are tire kickers.
That's right.
No, you're right. Don't apologize to me. My thing is I always shoot for at least 3 no's. If I get
Three
3
no's.
no's, then I'll ease
Yeah.
up. But if not, I'm going to keep going until I get 3 no's because their first time they're going to tell me no because they don't know what I'm talking about.
That's right. So listen, that comes out of the mouth of a seasoned salesperson, right? So one of the things that we do as seasoned salesperson is that we actually chase the no's.
Mm-hmm.
We look for the no's. We're expecting the no's, right? Amateur sales guys and women, they shy away from the no's. But we realize and we know that when we get a no, that's one no out of the way. Okay? If we can't overcome that no for any reason, that's a no that's out of the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the sales objection is just a barrier, guys. It's just a situation that needs to be satisfied before they buy from you. They need to understand more, right? They need to understand more before they buy from you. They need to understand. So sales objections often signal that you haven't what? Sorry, that you haven't
Inform the customer.
you haven't made the value proposition case. Write that down. Value proposition case. I want you to learn about making the value proposition case. So a sales objection simply means that you have not made the value proposition case to the buyer as powerfully as possible. Right? What's that? Typically, sales objections fall into one of the following categories: need, urgency, right? Trust, somebody just said that. Money. The buyer doesn't yet need, because the buyer doesn't yet perceive or doesn't even realize that they have a problem. Sometimes the buyer doesn't understand that they have a problem. It is your job to outline that, to show them that there is a problem at hand and that we need to get this problem fixed. There's a sense of urgency, right? The buyer doesn't yet see why there's a sense of urgency. Why is it pressing? Why is it such a pressing issue? Okay? They don't know if they feel certain about you. So they become trust issues. They don't know if you have the solution for them. They don't know if they actually trust your company. Right? Or there's a money issue. Okay? And the buyer communicates that money is going to be an issue, which just means that they don't have the money, right? They don't have the money, okay? Or they're saying that it's going to be an issue obtaining the money. So these are the 4 areas. These are the 4 areas in which objections typically fall.
Hey, Mo, could you go back real quick? I wanted to mention one thing.
Sure.
You know, money being at the bottom there, that's actually, I'm glad that you put that there, because most of the time value isn't in the money. So
That's right.
a lot of amateur sales people will just discount, but values actually has more to do with the need, you know, solving a problem for the customer, obviously
right.
creating a sense of urgency, and then of course trust.
That's right. That's right. Which is why, back to that word, value proposition, okay, this is a technique that we have, that we need to use within our sales. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me close my door back, okay? 1 second.
All right, he's away. We can party now.
No, I'm back.
Right?
My daughter.
Shots.
My door.
Damn.
Never mind.
I'm back. That was quick, right? So
That's what she said.
all right. Value proposition. Okay, we're back at value proposition now. Okay, so this is the technique. This is the technique when you're coming across customers that's giving you reluctancy. They're giving you pushback, right? So the technique that you're going to learn in overcoming any type of objection, okay, is making a proposition, a value proposition case. So let me show you how to make the value proposition case. The very first thing in making a value proposition case is, number 1, identifying the value. That's the very first thing. So when you're listening to your client, okay, and you're talking to the client, the first thing that you want to do as a salesperson is put a monetary value on this deal, on this project. What's the monetary value of this project? Okay? What's the monetary value of this? That's you want to identify the worth of this project, okay? That's the value, right? That's the value of it. So here's the proposition. The value proposition is the collection of reasons why a buyer feels, in essence, factors that affect whether they purchase and from who. Let me say that again. It is a collection of reasons. It's a collection of reasons, not just one reason. It's a collection of reasons on why this buyer is either hesitant or they're trying to figure out why would they buy from you, right? It's a collection of reasons. And once you identify the value and you identify the collection of reasons, then you're going to make a proposition statement. That's a compelling argument all the things that you've heard in this conversation that you've written down, to basically repeat this back to the customer to allow them to know that you're listening to what they had to say. And so you're going to give them a proposition based on what they stated. So it's going to go something like this. So in this particular deal, I'm talking with G, okay? And G is selling me a property, right? G wants to sell me a property, all right? I identified that this property is worth $1 million, okay? $1 million that this property is worth, all right? So I am trying to sell this property. I'm trying to sell this property to G. Wait your hand, G. All right. So
I'm here.
So now, G, tell me, we looked over the property. Okay. This is an excellent property, G. It's a multifamily property. It's cash flowing. I think it's a great deal. Tell me once again, and I know that you're a busy man, but tell me once again, what is your reason for not purchasing this property? What's your thought process on this?
Well, I mean, we have a lot of money saved up, but I don't want to, I'm worried about the closing costs. I don't want to eat into all my money.
Okay. So you're worried about the closing costs. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then, interest rates are really high right now. That's another thing.
Okay. And interest rates are high?
Yeah. And, I gotta talk to my wife. She's bought a lot of Louis Vuittons, and we don't have any more money.
How long have you been married?
2 years, but I've been with her for 10.
Okay. Yeah, so she's definitely the decision making. You definitely don't want to make her angry. Okay.
No.
So, all right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat back to G exactly what I heard, okay? And I'm going to elaborate a little bit about it, okay? We're going to talk about it. All right, G, listen, I completely understand. I've had some of these same concerns myself, G, on some deals that I've done in the past. Closing costs, eating into money, as you stated, eating into money that you have saved, interest rates being at the high, okay? And, I know you want to talk to your wife, okay? So I 100% get that. One of the things that I saw about this property, G, is that if you bought this property can give you at least a $5,000 a month monthly residual, and not only give you a $5,000 a month residual, that it's got $400,000 of equity in this property that you can leverage for your next deal. Now, I understand you were concerned about the closing costs, and the closing costs coming out probably, maybe about $10,000 or $15,000 on this deal would be typically your closing costs. And I understand that it might eat into, a few of your saved dollars. But if you leverage this $10,000 or $15,000 in closing costs to obtain a $5,000 residual and get a $400,000 ARV equity position, would interest rates still be an issue for you? Would that number still be a factor for you if you were able to put $400,000 in your pocket and with a $5,000 residual? Would you still be looking at a 10% interest rate being an issue?
Well, I liked it better when it was 2%, but I wasn't really thinking about the residual money coming in. So I guess that kind of makes sense. I can get some of our savings back in that way.
Absolutely. And you may mention that you're married, and you may mention that your wife likes Louis Vuitton. She's just like my wife. She likes to she likes to have fancy purses and things of that nature. So this also gives you a position to be able to go out and do something nice for your wife with a $5,000 residual and a $400,000 back end. I think there's a lot of upside to this type of deal. And I think your wife would be actually happy to see that you've made a business decision that's going to benefit you and her and your family to this magnitude. Now, if you're able to benefit your family with a $400,000 back end or equity position to your family and a $5,000 residual every month, do you think your wife would be happy?
My wife's never happy, but yes.
She would. I promise you, she would be happy in this case, right? So,
Yeah.
so do you all see what I just did?
Yes.
Yeah, you solved his objection with the interest.
With the interest, I sold him benefit. I talked about benefit. And not only did I talk about benefit, I also hit him at the end with something that was so much more precious to him than this building, which was his wife. Right? But that came by way of listening. That came by way of listening, right? Value propositioning. We do it all the time. Right? We do it all the time. You do it subconsciously, not even knowing that you're doing it. Give me some other examples, Joseph. You're a sales guy. Give me some other examples of value propositioning. When would you utilize this?
Well, like with him, he's looking at $5,000 a month residual income, positive income coming in off that property. And if he's going to take a mortgage out on that property, and he plans on doing a long hold for 30 years on it, that $5,000 a month is going to generate him $1.8 million, and he's still going to have the value of the property afterwards to sell.
Bingo. Bam.
So you could sell that property for 2.5. So now you just made almost $4 million off the property because you were scared to invest your $15,000. I think your wife will be upset with you if you don't do it.
And you see, he just at the end. Do you think your wife will be upset with you? So he closed it out with an emotional decision at the end. Okay? He built it up with logic, right? Being analytical and talked numbers. But then at the end, he hit his soft spot, which was his wife. Okay? So this is value propositioning, right? This is overcoming objections. The collection of reasons why people buy typically fall into three major buckets. Buyers wants to know that you have, buyers have to want and need what you're selling. That has to resonate with them. This is once again why I like the money industry. This is why I like the lending industry. Typically, money is not a hard sell to people. Why? Because it's what they need. Everybody needs money. So it resonates with them, right? Buyers have to also see and that you stand out from others in the industry. How are you going to stand out from others in the industry? What's going to make you different, right? This is all part of the sales process. Even though, remember, you're sitting here listening to this customer who's telling you no, and these are reasons why. They want to know that you stand out. This guy, I just talked to another guy in the industry. They're all the same. They're coming with the same program. They're coming with the same, the same spiel, right? Buyers have to believe that you can deliver on your promises, right? They've got a bunch of, a lot of times, negative memories of other encounters with other brokers, other loan agents. We crack a joke. This is an inside joke on a guy named Tommy. There's a lot of Tommies out here, guys. And Tommy was a guy that swore up and down that he was able to accomplish this and do that, and anything that we do before we put it out to our audience, we want to make sure that we test it. Tommy took our money. Tommy took our money. It was not a whole lot of money. It was okay. We wasn't mad. I mean, I'd rather you take a little money from me and then lose a lot of money. But there's so many Tommies out here that when we come in contact with these type of people, when we come in contact with the real deal, it's hard to make the decision. So buyers have to believe that you're the one that can actually deliver on your promises. Am I right? They want to make sure that you're the one that can actually deliver on your promise and you're not a Tommy.
Hey,
Okay?
Mo, can I jump in?
Don't be a Tommy. Yes, you can.
So I won't be a Tommy, don't worry. The part there, buyers have to want and need what you're selling. It's important to remember that qualification is step 2, not step 4. So, I mean, I agree, we're selling money, so it's much easier to qualify, but you definitely don't want to go into your, fact, feature, benefit, overcome objections, and then find out that they're not even interested or in the market for what you have. So make sure to qualify them first.
Right. Okay. And this is assuming, and I 100% thank you, G, for that. This is, and he's absolutely right. We want to make sure, and see, that's going to go back at the value. When you're talking about value proposition, when you adding value to, when you identify the value to this deal, that would go in that category, right? You want to make sure that this is actually a deal that we can do. Once you identify that this is a deal that we can actually do and you can actually get done, then you want to go, and go ahead and push forward in the process. So G is actually absolutely right on that. Thank you, G. When a buyer indicates that they're not ready, guys, listen, don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. I'm about to teach you how to become a lurker. Okay? How many want to learn how to lurk? You want to be a lurker? Here's how you lurk. All right. I want you to be a lurker. Listen, understand, respond, then confirm. Remember, this is in the process of overcoming objections, right? Remember the acronym, LURC. You want to be a lurker. You have to listen. So when you're creating a value proposition call or value proposition case, I'm sorry, you want to first listen. You have to be a listener. I remember being on a sales call some years ago in my early on career in sales, and I was with this guy named Alex, and we were selling telecommunication systems. And I went on a sales call with him. I was probably like a 20-year-old kid. And I went on a sales call with him. And I remember Alex doing this in the sales call. He kept shaking his head to the customer, right? The customer was just talking, and he would shake his head. And the customer would ask him a question. He would ask Alex a question. He would say, okay, Alex, tell me what you think about this. And before Alex answered this question, he would always do this. And I'm looking at Alex like, dude, say something. Say something, right? And then he would go and answer the question. When we got in the car and I rode with him to the sales call, I said, Alex, when we were in the car, because I'm young in my sales career, and a lot of people do this, guys. A lot of people do this. They're ready to respond. They're ready to talk. When the customer is saying something, they're thinking about what it is that they're going to say next. This is what they're thinking about. So Alex taught me how to, number one, listen. He taught me how to listen. Okay? Then you want to understand what it is that you're listening for. Right? And once you understand, that's when you respond. That's when you respond. You do not respond to a customer or someone that's giving you pushback prior to you understanding. So How do you get to understand it? By listening. How do you get to listen? By asking open-ended questions. Write that down. Ask open-ended questions. Don't ask closed-ended questions in the beginning process or while overcoming objections or beginning process of a sales call. You want to ask open-ended questions such as, gee, listen, I want to really hear, what your take is on this program. Tell me a little bit about why you're hesitant. You see what I mean? Tell me a little bit of why you have. See, that's steering the ship, right? So you're steering the ship because what I want to get him to do is talk. When you get a customer to talk, the best tool that you have is your ability to listen. It is not your ability to speak. The most valuable tool that you have is the ability to listen. So I want to get the customer talking. He's already hesitant. He's already got his reservations. He already has his reasons on why he's not moving forward right now, right? So I want to understand and I want to empathize with the customer on his reason. Gee, listen, I totally agree. Interest rates have been ridiculous, right? They've been ridiculously high. 100%. And you should be concerned about closing costs, and you should know about your closing costs. But gee, what I want to show you is that sometimes what I found is that if we dissect this thing all the way to a T, we'll find out that the benefit is going to outweigh the closing costs. Okay? So, and what I heard you say, because now I'm going to understand it, right? And now I'm about to respond now because I understand. What I heard you saying is that you don't want to spend your extra money that you have in an account. What I've heard you say is that closing costs can be a concern for you, and interest rate can be a concern to you. I also heard you say that you got to buy your wife a new purse, and I think she's going to agree with you, right?
Yeah.
So I want to put you in a position where we can get this deal closed for you, get you a $5,000 residual income coming in, and put you in an equitable position of $400,000 to $500,000, almost $500,000, so you can get the purses that your wife likes, so you can do the things that you want to do for the one that you love, which is your wife. You see, I keep drilling that in because it's hard to tell a person no when you attach their emotional why to the reason why they do what they do. And when you get down to their emotional why, they can't tell their wife no. They can't tell their children no, right? So when you're talking to a customer and in your listening process, hey, I want to get a house. Why is it that you want to get a house? Well, I want to get a house because I want my kids to be able to play outside safely. I want to live in a neighborhood where there's not a lot of crime, things of that nature. See what I mean? So you're listening for the things that matters most to the customer. Then you respond. And when you confirm, you're going to confirm and say, did I get this? Did I listen? Did I get it right? Did I understand you properly? Did I understand that your concerns were the interest rates? Did I understand that you were a little hesitant about closing costs and tapping into some of your reserve capital that you have? But did I also show you that if you look at the benefit of a $5,000 residual with a $400,000 back-end equitable position, that would make your life a lot better, correct? Excellent. So listen, number one, fully to the objection. Here's your technique. You're going to listen fully to the objection. Your first reaction when you hear an objection may be to do what? Jump right in and respond immediately. We just talked about that, right? That's like a natural defense mechanism, I think. the first thing we want to do is rebuttal. We want to get in there and tell them, no, wait, hold on, no. Because why? We're scared. We heard the word no. We're feeling rejection coming. And so nobody likes to feel hurt. Rejection hurts. Rejection hurts, guys. When I was younger, my brother used to get all the girlfriends. Wasn't me. I would like certain girls. Like during this time, Carolyn and Wanda, you guys know this because we're all kind of in the same age group. And there was a time frame, there was a time period where dark-skinned guys didn't get all the traction. We didn't get a lot of traction. Am I right, Carolyn? You got, huh?
Skin girl, I went through the same thing.
Right, you dark-skinned, right? You went through the same thing.
All right.
Wanda, did you feel our pain too? Wanda, like
sometimes, but growing up, you know, you have people that want to tease you because you're dark skinned, but yeah. I was so bold that most people didn't do anything. And if they said something, I spoke up, I protected myself, although it might have hurt on the inside, they didn't know that. So right. I was pretty fortunate for the most part, but you're going to always have somebody that says something. They just didn't know that it might have bothered me.
Yeah.
You know? So
we came up being, objected against, right? because of whatever the case may be. Because we were dark, they wanted light-skinned guys. They wanted green eyes and curly hair. Everybody has their reason of why they do what they do, right? So the first reaction to when you hear an objection is to jump right in and to respond. You got to resist that. You have to get rid of that. That's what you have to stop. Right there. So guess what we got to do, guys? We got to be like Alex. We have to be like Alex and shake our head and listen, because that's what Alex was doing. Alex was listening so he could learn how and know how to respond. Okay? When you react too quickly, you risk making assumptions about the objection. Take time to listen to the objection fully. Don't react defensively. Stop being on the defensive end. Train yourself. This is where all seasoned salespeople, train yourself to ignore any negative emotions that you may be feeling. Oh my God, I had a situation, you all, and I'm guilty of this. And this was just probably last year. I had one of our reps on the line, and I got on the line with him and one of his clients. And this lady got on the line, and she took me out of my character a little bit, okay? She got on the line, and she was negative going through the gate. So any one of you all that know me, right, no, I don't waste time on the phone. I don't waste time. I don't like to sit on the phone. If we're not talking about anything that's going to be productive, I don't want to waste time. This lady got on the line, and I felt as though she was wasting my time. She was supposed to be a potential customer, but she got on with attitude. Okay, tell me about what you got. What is it? And I said, well, ma'am, I mean, you're looking for money. Yeah, but you tell me what it is that you got. And she kept doing it. She was harsh with it. First of all, you're reaching out to me, okay? You're reaching out to me. And you give me this energy. But I fell into it, and I said, look, ma'am, I don't have time for this. That was wrong. I shouldn't have done that. I said, look, ma'am, I don't have time for this. Either you want to talk to me and we can go over what it is that you're looking for, or I have to leave. That was wrong. It was unprofessional. I should have done that. But I allowed my negative emotions to get the best of me. I allowed her energy to become contagious. Right? Stay focused on what the buyer is saying and the business problem that you're helping to solve. Listen with the intent to fully understand. Stop thinking about what you're going to say next. Listen with the understanding, with the intent to fully understand. Okay?
Hey Mo,
Yes, sir.
don't be like Mr. Williamson.
Mr. Williamson. Which client was that? I don't remember Mr. Williamson.
He was trying to sell us something.
Oh,
and-
yeah, Mr. Williams.
Oh yeah, see, I don't remember his name.
Mr.
That shows
Williams.
how good he was.
Yeah,
His
that
name,
was-
Mr. Williams.
That was another issue, right? Another
He
example.
was trying to sell us something. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was trying to sell us something. We were trying to buy properties. We were trying to buy wholesale deals. This guy said he had 10 properties. We were looking for 3 properties at the time. We said, okay, we're looking for 3. Show us 1. He wouldn't show us anything. G got on the line and he says, hey, Mr. Williams, how are you? Mr. Williams said nothing. I said, Mr. Williams, my partner said, hi, how are you? Mr. Williams said, okay. Right? So now it changes the whole gamut of things, changes the energy. He says, so tell me what you guys have. And at that point, I'm already done with him now. I'm busy. He's already showed me his energy. I said to him, no, you tell me what it is that you want. You need to tell us about you. We need to know whether or not we're going to deal with you because you started off wrong here. So that was another case of allowing negative energy to dictate how I operated, right? So I'm guilty. I'm guilty too. And I know a lot of you all are guilty. I know a lot of you all are guilty. But you have to listen with the intent to do what? Understand objections completely. Many objections hide underlying issues that the buyer, right? That the buyer can't or isn't ready to articulate. Sometimes they don't know. Sometimes the buyer just don't know why they're not buying or why they're not moving forward. Often the true issue isn't what the buyer first tells you. So it's your job to get to the heart of the objection. And you do that by asking probing questions and open-ended questions to get down to the nucleus of why they're saying what they're saying. Do this. Ask permission from the buyer to understand and explore the issue. We did that earlier, right? All right. Mr. Buyer, G, tell me exactly because I do want to understand your issue. And listen, I understand you may not, want to do business with me. That's okay. But for the next person, if you can help me, let me help me to understand why it is that you're telling me no. And see, we put that, huh?
No, I was just agreeing with you. Yeah.
Right. We put that back into the driver's seat of the customer. See, I want to say as less as possible. I want them talking. I want to speak as less as possible, and I want them talking because if you get them talking, they're always going to tell you how to sell them. Listen, guys, this is universal. This is with anyone. This is if you're in a relationship, this is a business relationship, this is whatever. Everybody always want to, number one, talk about what? Themselves.
Yeah.
They always want to talk about themselves, number one, okay? And they want to talk about their accomplishments. They want to talk about what it is that they do. They want to get you to understand. Guess what, guys? Let them. Allow them that opportunity to do that. Number one, they're gonna love you for listening to them, and you're gonna gain so much more respect from the customer because you took the time out to actually listen to understand what it is that they have the objection about. I'm sorry. Okay. Even after the customer confirms that you understand perfectly what's going on, ask the customer, is there anything else that I need to know? Is there anything else that's stopping you? besides the 5 things that you've already named? Is there anything else? I want to make sure that I got this clearly. You see how we're digging? We're still on the phone with this guy. We're still communicating with this lady. See? Because we allowed this lady to talk. We allowed this guy to talk, to tell us what their issues were, and we were listening. You had something, G?
Yeah, I wanted to say that there's a story in Dale Carnegie's book where he talks about going to a party, and he was there with a bunch of smart people, and there was a doctor, a brain surgeon, or something there, and he was introduced to him, and obviously Dale Carnegie's not a brain surgeon, so he just listened to this guy talk the whole time. He barely said anything, and then later, the host of the party, which is like a mutual friend of theirs, had mentioned to Dale that the brain surgeon had said that, Dale was amazing. This was such a nice guy, and he was very knowledgeable. but Dale hadn't told him anything. Dale just listened to him. But the guy liked him so much because he just let the guy talk and ask questions and stuff like that. That in his mind, from his perspective, the brain surgeon thought that, he was very knowledgeable and a great party guest.
Yeah. And so when you, thank you, Jay, after you listen, right? And you understand, after you listen, understand, now you want to do what? Now you want to respond. When you're listening, you need to be writing down what you're hearing, the points that you're hearing. Okay? After you're confident that you've uncovered all the objections, address the most important objection first. Just get it out the way. Address it first. What's the most serious thing, serious objection that they have? What's pressing the most for them? Once you walk through the greatest barrier to moving forward, other concerns may no longer be may not be a factor. Get the biggest elephant out the room first, right? And everything else might not even be a factor. You should do your best to resolve the issues right away. Okay? This should be happening pretty fast, right? For the sake of training, we're just, doing the training, but this should be happening fast. Your listening should be happening fast. Your writing down should be happening fast. But then you should be internalizing what it is that this customer is saying, and then you're going to see what it is that you wrote down and address the biggest hurdle first. Okay? You should do your best to resolve the issues first. The more effectively you can resolve issues in real time, the greater chance you have of moving the sale forward. Okay? Don't wing it, guys. Don't wing it. I told I think that was Alicia. I think she's off the call right now. But
I'm here.
You here?
I'm here.
Remember we talked
my phone
about
keeps going out.
Okay. Remember we talked about not winging it, right? And we talked about just, getting the professionals on the phone and, not trying to shoot from the hip. When a buyer says that a seller is ad-libbing, it creates distrust. Long-winded responses can seem insincere. Long-winded responses. So keep your responses clear and to the point. Well, back in my day, when no. Okay.
A lot of salespeople, Mo, they talk themselves out of the sale.
Oh my God!
They just talk too much.
But why, Joseph? Why do salespeople talk themselves out of the sale?
Because they're nervous and they're insecure. There's a lot of them, that's their mechanism. They just keep talking, they don't realize it. And next thing you know, their customer's leaving and they're not selling anything.
And they also think, Joey, that they also think that their most valuable tool is their ability to speak. They think that they can out-talk people. They think that they can talk their ways into the sale. I'm going to tell you this. Things that I don't know on sales calls, I tell customers, I tell clients, listen, I don't know. I don't know. But I will be a great resource for you to find out exactly what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Don't wing it. Don't try to make things up. Go ahead, G.
I've seen salespeople almost talk them out of sales after they've closed the deal. Like, you know, I used to be in the mattress industry for years, and people would say yes, and then salespeople would continue to talk, and you go over and be like, shut up and write this person up. They said yes.
Right. Leave it alone.
I've seen that so many times.
I'm saying that, guys, I'm saying that too. Like, stop it. You steady digging and steady going. Why? Because they want to hear themselves talk. They think that their most valuable tool is the ability to speak. That's why. This is a misconception from salespeople. Listen. Right? Listen with the intent to understand. Once you've listened, then you want to confirm, right? Once you listen and then you understand, you respond, then you're going to confirm. This is becoming a lurker. LURC, right? You want to confirm. Remember this, lurk. Listen, understand, respond, then confirm. Listen, understand, respond, then you respond, then confirm. Once you're responding to the buyer's objection, check with the customer to see if you satisfied all their concerns. Just because they're nodding their head doing your response doesn't mean that they agree with everything you say, right? A lot of times they're processing. They're shaking their head and they're processing what you're saying, and you know, they might not have a defense for themselves, and they're trying to think of what to say to get out for this call. That happens all the time. Ask the buyer if they're happy with your solution. You have to be solution driven, but you can't be solution driven if you can't get down to the why they're doing what they're doing. You can't be solution driven if you don't listen and understand what their obstacles and what their hesitancy is all about. Right? You cannot be solution driven. Okay? Sometimes you need to go through the process to overcome the sales objection, whether than a quick answer or a aha moment, right? If the buyer isn't ready, don't try to force a commitment. That's another thing. Don't be afraid to tell the customer, listen, you don't have to make a commitment right now. Let's reconvene on next week, on next Thursday. But what you do want to make a commitment is the time of you guys reconvening. You don't have to make a commitment about decision about this program or committing to doing the deal with us. But what you do want to make them commit to is the time when you guys are getting the date and the time on when you're getting back on the phone. Okay. So G, listen, I know you're still up against the fence right now. Let's talk on next week. Okay. Let's talk on next Tuesday. I'm gonna give you some time over the weekend to talk to your wife about the new purse she's gonna get after we close this deal. Okay. So, but take the time over the weekend and let's talk again on Monday. Is that okay with you, G?
Yeah, that works for me.
Excellent. So Monday at 3 o'clock, I'm available. Are you available at 3 o'clock?
Yeah, that should be good.
Okay. So Monday at 3 o'clock, we're gonna go. We're gonna revisit this program, and we're gonna revisit what your concerns are, and we're gonna revisit this project for you. Okay. So I will talk to you on Monday at 3 o'clock. I've got you in my calendar. I'll see you then. So we got the commitment on the date, right? So don't try to push it. If they're not ready right now, give them time. If they see that you're a pushy salesperson, they're going to associate you with a car salesman. They're going to associate you with, no offense, Joey.
Thanks.
But Joey, Joey, am I telling the truth here? You know?
Yeah, you are 100%. People don't like to be pressured, you know, and they'll
Right.
think you're a scam artist. You're just trying to get their money and all types of stuff.
Right. Car salesmen are pressure type. They add a lot of pressure. They, you know, they're on the floor. They're trying to sell these cars. They got people coming in. They got to hit their quota. You know, so they're a little bit aggressive. Okay, so that's why I said that.
You said car
Oh, yeah.
sales, not four-wheel sales. So
Not
you're
forward,
good.
so that's not you. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
I sell cars too. Choose your words wisely, right? As much as you want to respond, okay, as much as you might like to respond, you get what you pay for, or those are our fees, right? I've done that, and we're worth every penny. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Don't do that. Don't tell the customer. They've heard all of that before. You know, don't do that. That's a turn off to customers. Choose your words wisely. Okay. You want to empathize on why they're making decisions, what they're making. Okay. You want to let them know I'm listening to you. I agree with you, but guess what? We can work around these issues. Let's get to a solution. These issues are not an issue. We just need to understand why you feel that it's an issue. Okay. It's not. Say it again.
One thing too about choosing your words wisely, don't bash competitors.
I agree 100% with that statement.
G, say it again for the people in the back.
Don't bash your competitors. Don't talk trash about other people that are in your industry. Especially, don't ever do it. But if they're shopping between you, hey, what about these other guys? Or what about my local bank or whatever? Don't bash your competitors.
Hey, I heard they were good guys. I heard this company was a good company. I mean, I've never heard anything bad about the company. I think they're probably wonderful people.
Well, people don't realize when they bash their competitors, and I know firsthand experience, and Dave, if you're still on the phone, you could verify this for me. I used to own a custom car shop, like a Pimp My Ride store in Ohio, and there was another rim shop up the road from me, and all them guys did was trash me.
Right.
But you know what they did? Made me busier and busier and busier, because now they got my shop name in other people's minds. So they're like, man, let me go check this place out.
That's right. And you don't have to do that. What you have to do when we go back to what we studied earlier is differentiate yourselves from others. Why should they deal with you? Right. So listen, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to bash any other business or any competitors or anything like that. Mr. Customer, and G, what I am going to tell you is that I've heard a lot of good things about that company. If I haven't, whatever. But what I am going to tell you is that one thing for sure that they don't have is they don't have me. Okay, so that's one of the things that's going to differentiate me from this other company. They don't have me. I know you like talking to me. So things of that nature. We're going to get some solutions for you, and I'm not sure that these other companies are making solutions for you. If they are, that's fine. But when I'm done, we're going to come up with a ironclad solution that you're going to absolutely love, and your wife is going to love it too. Okay? It's not all about the money, right? The price is just often a red herring objection. Work to uncover the real objection. We talk about this. Ask questions. Find out if money is really the issue. Money is not always the issue, guys. If money wasn't an issue, just ask the question. If money wasn't an issue, then what then? And this is an open-ended question, right? So if money wasn't the issue, so if someone tells you about money being an issue and address the issue of being money, say, listen, I understand that money could be an issue, but let me ask you something, G. If money wasn't an issue, what else would be your issue? See, this is an open-ended question, right? This is another open-ended question to get him. I'm not discounting the fact that he brought up money being an issue. I jotted it down, right? I jotted it down, okay? But I want to make sure that there's not anything else that I'm going to miss before I give my value proposition case. Right? I've already identified that the value of this deal is $1 million. In my head, that never leads. This is $1 million deal. I've already put down my collection of reasons of why this customer has objections. And then I'm going to identify the most relevant or the most serious objection that he has. Gee, if money wasn't an issue, what else would it be? He's going to talk. He may end up start telling his life story after that, right? If money was an issue, what would it be? And they're going to talk. You just want to get them talking, right? Sale value. Communicate a clear picture of the value of the solution. Now, this is when we're closing now. Now you're going to sell them. Now you're going to close it. You want to show the value. You're going to communicate a clear picture, which you can only do this by lurking. You can only do this by lurking. Who remember what lurking stands for? Without cheating. Who remembers what lurking stands for? Anybody?
Listen,
All right.
urgency,
What else?
listen, urgency,
Oh,
Understand. Understand.
Try it again, Carolyn. She hung up on me. Carolyn, come back.
don't get on me. I was trying. I thought
Okay.
it was
Come on, y'all.
Understand. Understand.
She's gonna remember understand now.
Listen, understand. What else? After you listen and understand,
Respond and confirm.
yes. Thank you, Wanda.
Wanda.
DeWanda. I'm sorry, DeWanda. Thank you, DeWanda. Okay?
Welcome.
All right. DeWanda is listening. All right?
listening.
Ask which part don't you want? Okay? What is it that you don't want part of the solution? You're going to go over the solution with them, and then you're going to ask what part of the solution is it that you don't want. Is anything that you're not comfortable with? All right? Overcoming the sell objection is about keeping your eyes on the prize. Now, what's the prize?
Closing the deal.
Closing the deal. Closing the deal. You got to keep your eyes on the prize. Do like Alex. Listen, you got to be a big listener. I learned that in my sales career, and it worked out and it panned out so well. Listen, then understand, then respond, then confirm. Okay? You're keeping your eyes on the prize, right? So I just want to remind all of our Sequoia consultants, right, that objections have merit. They have merit, okay? They're often assigned as something else is just going on. It's nothing that you need to run away from. It's nothing that you need to be scared of or shy away from. Your purpose is to understand the objection fully. Isolate it, right? And respond to it appropriately. Isolate it. Own it. It's not necessary to rebut it, counteract, or argue with it, right? You may need to build a case for overcoming an objection instead of answering it off the fly. Okay? So which means you have to build your proposition case. Value proposition case. That is a technique that you're going to use, okay? Value proposition case. And when you're talking to that customer, remember that whatever their issue is, it's just this, it has merit. Whatever the issue is, it's just unanswered questions, unanswered concerns. Nothing against you. Don't take objections personally. Don't take the no personally. Even if you're trying to date someone, or you're with your husband or your wife, and you're getting rejected for some particular reason, and something, don't take it personally, right? Find out exactly why it is that you're experiencing these objections or rejections. There's a reason. But you do that by asking the open-ended question. Listen, I'm trying to really fully understand what it is that has you boggled. I really want to understand. I don't want to respond to it. I want to understand why it is that you're telling me that you're not interested in getting a $400,000 equitable position in a property and $5,000 a month. I just want to understand that. Okay? Use the 4 steps. Listen, understand, respond, and confirm. And you'll strengthen your relationship with your buyers. Overcome obstacles in the buying process, and you will move closer to the sale. Remember, you all, to become lurkers. Listen, respond, and confirm. Listen, respond, and confirm. No's are just unanswered questions, unanswered concerns that you have to get down to the bottom of by way of listening and not jumping off of the handle and responding. Don't shut down and say, okay, well, I'll talk to you soon, and hang up. Hey, I'm not interested in this. Hey, Mr. Customer cold call, I'm not interested in talking to you right now. I don't have the time. Okay? Mr. Customer, I totally get it. I figured you probably wasn't interested in talking to me, and then I realized the reason why you wasn't interested in talking to me, and it was only because you didn't know that I had I had a bunch of benefits for you to benefit from, or I had a bunch of savings from you to benefit from, or I had this project from you to benefit. You just simply didn't know. So what I would like to do is hear why it is that you don't want to move forward, or what is your exact reasons, okay? And, just listening, okay, guys? This is what it's all about, just listening. Instead of trying to be a fast talker, trying to rebuttal fast, things of that nature. Rebuttaling will come after time, after years and years and years of doing it. You will have some rebuttals in your pocket, okay, that you can rebuttal kind of quickly. But even in my, I'm 35 years in sales now. Okay, so even in my years of sales, that now I still don't rebuttal quickly. I don't now. I used to. So this is overcoming objections, guys. This is overcoming objections. All right? Go on, take your phones off of mute for me for a second. Okay? What do you all think about this? What is some of the things that in your career of sales that you're experiencing as it relates to objections? What did you get from this? What did you get from this training?
I like the listening more part.
What did you say, Jill?
I like the listening more part, like just taking more time to let them speak and really understand them first.
Have you found yourself in situations where you didn't listen and you were thinking quicker than you want to speak quicker than you were having the ability to listen to what they were saying? Have you?
Yeah, I'm big on engagement, so I think even in every day, like, you're just quick to respond to everything. But I really liked what I think you said it. Just, like that brain surf, just taking the time to like sit back and let them do all the talking. Like,
Yes.
yeah, that I feel like that could go pretty far. So I like that.
Yes. Wanda, were you about to say something? DeWanda?
Well, I'm kind of like Jill. I had to make a conscious effort to listen before interrupting somebody who's rude, which is rude while
Which is
they're
rude.
talking. It's
Yes.
rude. So I had to make a conscious effort. It's almost like, I don't know, because I'm getting older, I didn't want to forget the point, but you know, you have to go ahead and write the information down. So this is something recent that I thought about, that I knew that I had a problem with. Let them speak first,
Yes.
and then you go ahead and respond. So I'm
Right.
still trying to do that with myself.
Yes. That, and Wanda, so I got DeWanda and I got Wanda. So that was Wanda Denise. I'm sorry. So Wanda and I got DeWanda. So Wanda,
That was DeWanda who
Huh?
just spoke. That was DeWanda who just spoke.
That was DeWanda just spoke. Okay, DeWanda.
Yes.
DeWanda, I've found myself doing the same thing, and I've had that issue. But you just simply have to train yourself to zip it and listen. You have to show restraint and listen. Okay, that's the biggest thing. And I promise you, in your listening and all of your getting, get what? Your Bible reader. What's that? Get it what? Understanding, right? And all you're getting, get an understanding. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, Mo, one thing I learned myself is even in sales, when you're dealing with clients and as individuals, most people will listen to defend whatever you're saying. So when you're talking to your client, you got to remember that person's going to be on the defensive. But at the same time, yourself, when people are talking to you, a lot of times you're listening to defend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Good.
Mo, I want to say something real quick.
Absolutely.
There's a point too in like the closing where when you're doing the close, and I know Joseph will relate with this, but I mean, first one that talks loses, right?
100%.
So you just
that's why you sit back and
wait.
listen and wait.
Yep.
Silence is golden.
Silence is golden. Silence is golden. Silence is golden.
Close and shut the fuck up.
All right. So silence is golden, guys. Okay, listen, we've gone to 9:22, so we passed our time. This went a little over. Guys, did you all like this type of training? Did you like to overcome objections?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yes.
All right. Before we hang up, we have a hot product coming out, guys. Okay. Very, very, very hot. We're gonna roll it out this week coming up. Okay. It is a stated business line of credit. Okay. So
That's awesome.
yes, it would be a stated business line of credit. Okay. And it will be rolling out this week coming up. You'll be able to get some of your business clients in on deals. No tax returns, no bank statements are going to be needed, but they will need to have at least a 680 credit score, and their utilization will be need to be under
20%.
20%. Utilization needs to be under 20%. Okay, so they need to be 2 years in business. 2 years in business, utilization under 20%. No, same thing. No new debt in the last 6 months, and not more than 6 increase in the last 6 months. Okay, so this is going ahead right now. We haven't even put it out yet, and we're told some people, and we're already submitting. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna put together a presentation, but yeah, Mo said 680 credit score, under 20% utilization, LLC or incorporated for at least 2 years. If they don't have an LLC or an Inc., but they meet the credit requirements, we could still work with them. just the amounts might be less. On LLCs and corps that have been at it for 2 years or more, we're looking at approvals between 150,000 to 250,000 for people who don't have LLCs, or customers that don't have LLCs or Incs. They'll have to get one, and then after 1 week of it being active, but the rate or the amount will go down between $75,000 and $100,000 for people that don't have corporations or LLCs long enough.
Yep. So, all right. So we're not going to get to. Go ahead,
Mo, because you were doing the advertising for the credit training on the 23rd
Yes.
of the month, and the link is going to be in our Sequoia under credit repair. Is there going to be a separate link for the training?
Yes, they're going to be a separately. I'm gonna post it for the registration. There will be a separate link. It's going to be on this same Zoom link. Okay, basically, it'll be on the same. Yeah, it'll be on the same Zoom link. But yeah, I'll be posting that on my page. So basically, what she's asking about is our credit repair training class. We're going to be teaching people how to do credit restoration every Saturday. Every Saturday we will be teaching. It is $250 to join that class, $250. Okay, but we're going to teach you everything that you need to know to clear your report in 1 to 2 hours. Okay, within that time frame. So, and we're going to do it with your credit report. So if you have some credit issues and you want to learn how to remove these items, I don't care what it is, you want to learn how to remove it, then you want to join that class. If you want to have some of your clients want to learn, you'll be able to give it to them. Okay. So, yeah, that's definitely a class that's coming up on the 23rd. We've got the new product that's rolling out. You guys know we got the workplace wellness program that's happening right now. Please take that seriously because it is a game changer. Okay, so listen, with all of that being said, I just want to encourage our team and encourage each and every one of you all just to keep pressing, just to keep pushing. Don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Don't get discouraged about maybe your numbers not being where they need to be. The more that you keep showing up, the more that you're going to perform. The more you keep showing up. You have to stay within that energy, stay within that positive energy, and stay within the know. The difference between the haves and the have-nots is simply information, okay? Simply information. With that being said, I'm not going to hold you all any further.
Hey, Mo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Mo, I'm sorry. I went and got me a cup of tea. I heard something about LLC. I missed that part. I'm sorry.
Marcus, I'll be calling you, buddy. Don't worry.
All right, G. Thanks.
Okay. So you guys stay encouraged, you all. Get excited about all the products that we have at our fingertips. Okay, get excited about these products that we have at our fingertips and capitalize off of it. Okay, people are making a lot of money in this industry. They're making a lot of money in this industry, and it's because they're showing up. I congratulate each and every one of you all for showing up every week. Some of the same faces religiously are on our calls, and that's what it's all about. So kudos to you all. This training is recorded. I will be sharing it, and let's keep showing up, you all. All right, Tim, you guys need any help? Make sure that you call me, reach out to me, let me know what it is I can do. I got a lot of you all on my schedule for next week, and let's get to making some money and closing some deals. With that being said, I'll see each and every one of you all at the top. Have a good evening, y'all.
Have a good night. Shalom alaikum, Mo.
Yes, sir. I'm sir.
Marcus, I'll call you Monday.
All right, G. I'll talk to you Monday.
All right. Thank you, guys.
You
See you, Joseph.